Hi there and welcome to another session of accountancy with me Vishwanath sir for the 11th standard. We now pick up a topic which is known as trial balance. When we pick this topic up, it is important for us to know what does a topic consist of, where does it originate from. Lastly, we did what was known as a ledger. Ledger is basically keeping individual accounts in track. Okay, when we keep this individual accounts in track, we come to know what is the balance of each of these accounts. Now, in your ledger, you have got two sides, that is your debit side on the left hand side and credit side on the right hand side. Now, if your debit side is greater than the credit side, then we have a debit balance. Say for example, there is 100 rupees on the debit side and 60 rupees on the credit side, which means the debit is more by 40 rupees. So we write the by balance carried down as we put it in ledger, and this becomes a debit balance. On the reverse scenario, you will see that when your credit side of your ledger is greater than the debit side, it is a credit balance because of course the credit side is greater. Okay, now we come to this chapter which is known as trial balance. And what is trial balance? Trial balance is basically just the list of your ledger accounts. So you should know which ledger accounts have got a debit balance and which ledger accounts has got a credit balance. We'll come to that a little bit later. But first let us understand the meaning of the word trial balance. So after we prepare the ledger, we prepare a trial balance. After posting and balancing the ledger, a statement which shows the debit and credit columns, that is prepared. This statement is known as a trial balance. It may be prepared on any such date. It could be at the end of the year, it could be at the end of the month, but usually we take the trial balance at the end of the year. Now basically it has got only three columns. So one is a particulars column, the debit and the credit column. Okay. Or in some cases you have a format which is particulars, debit, particulars, credit, but we will not follow that. We will follow particulars, debit and credit. Okay, the two columns total at the end should agree. So it should be the same. Why? We are following the double entry book system, okay, bookkeeping system, and all these have always got two effects, the debit and the credit. The debits should be equal to the credit. If there's a debit of 10,000, there should be a credit of 10,000. If there's a debit of 10,000, then you can also have two credits of 6,000 and 4,000, but they should be always equal. Okay, because you are following a system which is foolproof, and if you make mistakes in that, it can be easily detected. Okay, its agreement indicates reasonable accuracy in the books of accounts. So this is a very important tool or a statement which makes us find out that your accounts are correct. Okay, however, if it does not agree, there is some error in the accounting work. So again, you will have to scrutinize where you have made the mistake. Now this agreement of trial balance is based on the dual aspect concept of accounting theory, on which the double entry accounting system is based. This is what I had explained to you before. According to this concept, we have already seen that every transaction has got a two-sided effect on accounts. For every debit, there is a corresponding credit. Thus, a trial balance is a check of trial whether both aspects of the transactions are recorded in the books of accounts accurately or not. That is why it is called a trial balance. The main purpose of a trial balance is to prove that all debits are equal to credits. Okay, and when we do this account, it ensures that we further can prepare the most important financial statements of accounts, that is your profit and loss, trading account and your balance sheet. Okay, so what do we note here? We have a very important note here that trial balances help to know the accuracy of arithmetic calculation, and if there are some other serious errors that cannot be detected by the trial balance. For example, you put the debit amount also wrong and you put the credit amount also wrong. So in that case, it's very difficult to locate. Supposing instead of 20,000 you put 2 lakhs and you put 2 lakhs in both the places, it becomes difficult. Of course, it's not impossible, but it will take a little bit of more efforts for people to detect these errors. So if we come to any definition, let's take a definition by Mr. Carter, who tells that trial balance is a list of debit and credit balances taken from the ledger. So very true. It includes the balance of cash and bank taken from the cash book. Okay. So basically the list of all the ledger balances. We can treat cash and bank as a separate account also as a ledger. Okay. Fine. So this is one of the definitions. There are many definitions, but every definition will indicate that it is a list of ledger balances which is put forward to check the arithmetic accuracy. Okay. From here, let us go to the objectives of preparing a trial balance. The first objective which is there is to achieve arithmetic or mathematical accuracy. So this is very important because figures are figures and we need figures at different stages. Okay, if any mathematical fault is done by the accountant or assistant, the trial balance will not match. We understand that either one account is shown with fewer amounts or written incorrect. So this is easy to detect when you can find one error. But if it's a coinciding error, it becomes difficult to find. So the trial balance has become the most important financial source which secures our accounts from mathematical errors, and it should be free from arithmetical or mathematical errors. So this is your first objective, to check the arithmetic or mathematical accuracy. The second, it helps in preparing the final accounts. Okay, so what is your final accounts? Your final accounts basically consists of your profit and loss account. Of course, before that you have a trading. So trading and profit and loss account together is also known as profit and loss account. And of course, your most important statement, that is your balance sheet. So it helps in preparing the final accounts. Then there is a comparative study of each account. So you can compare two accounts and tell which is more, which is less, and how it is going to be useful to your systems. Also, the fourth objective is to follow the double entry system, because if you follow the double entry system, you cannot go wrong. So you follow the double entry system and you will get the trial balance. It is a very useful tool for checking your errors, and it is easy to understand how the trial balance is prepared, of course. Coming to point number 5 in the objectives, it is helpful in the detection of errors. Yes, this is the very reason why we prepare the trial balance, and come to to the conclusion that the accounts are correct. Then finally, the last 2 points, it's helpful to the auditors. The auditors have to take a lot of decision to if they find that the trial balance is correct, then they can go and verify the final accounts. Also, it is a summary of each account which tells us in a look that yes, our machinery account is this much, Ramesh owes us this much, we owe Kishore this much. So all these are good examples. Okay, so we have a good recap about what is the objectives while preparing a trial balance. Number 1 is to check the arithmetical and mathematical accuracy. Secondly is preparing the final accounts. Thirdly, comparative study of each account. Fourthly, to prepare the double entry system. Fifth is to help in detection of errors. Sixth, to help, that is helpful for the auditors. And seventh, there is a summary of each account. So looking at all these things, these are the objectives, and these objectives are very important. And from this, we come to a very important conclusion that the trial balance is a very important route to your final accounts. Okay, it takes the ledger into account, it also takes the final account. So it is a mediator, and this mediator is a very important mediator. Okay, kindly go through this. Thank you so much. This is Vishwanath sir signing off.